Hi friends, Danny here. Ooh, we've got a hot bike in the house, Cannondale SystemSix Ultegra. This is the lowest model of the aero machines that Cannondale made for 2019, first generation of their aero racing bike. And I decided to make a special video just about cable routing on the handlebar and the head tube. Because even if you're running a cycling store, you want to be selling these bikes, it will be much easier for you to get this job done after watching this episode, because the bike comes kind of pre-assembled, but nothing is done here. You need to assemble everything here. And also, if you're gonna be one of the owners of the bikes, you will most likely be doing some bike fitting, changing stuff. And even if you want to give the bike to the bike mechanics, share the tips with them. Okay, first off, which cables are for what? Second, where do the cables go? Third, in which order you should be putting those through the handlebars, very important. And fourth, how to do it in order to not to spend a whole day on it, all right? So number one, these cables here, which come from the main tube, this is the mechanical group set Ultegra. The right one is for the front derailleur, and so you might want to have it on the left side, right? Most likely, 100%. And then the left one is for the rear derailleur, which means it will go from the left side to the right side. So it doesn't go like from the right to right, left to left, but from the right to the left and from the left to the right. Then we have two cables which are going through the head tube right here. You can see those, maybe. There are two cables, you don't see those here. And these are of course for the braking, as Cannondale SystemSix comes with the disc brakes only. You need to know which is which. From my box, when I took the bike out of the box, there was one yellow tape at the end of this one, which means the tape was on the front brake housing. You can easily check it. You just open it here and just wobble with the cable, of course, before you guide it, and then you will know that this cable goes to the front brake, and then the other to the rear brake. So now you want to have these two cables straight through the head tube. So don't put those like that. Make sure they go just straight. They don't cross there. You want to have it neatly done also inside. All right. Then in what order you should be doing it. Maybe one additional tip before that. Do not be afraid, do not wonder why the stem doesn't want to go all the way down. It will be pushing on those braking housings, and it will push a lot. So you really need to use force in order to push it down, which is a bummer because there is a port inside the handlebars right there. So if there was one here on the bottom of this stem, which is nothing new to cycling, those wouldn't have to be pushed down by the stem. They would neatly go through the stem to the handlebar to your shifters or brakes. But this is how it is on the SystemSix. This is not the integrated cockpit. This is the cheapest version. So make sure you just know that and you don't be afraid about that. Next tip, which cable should go first? All right, let's look at the shifter. This is where the housing for the brake comes in. And then on the inner side, you've got the cable for the shifter, right? So brake, shifter, brake, shifter. That means that on the outer side, you should have the braking housing, hydraulic one. On the inner side, the shifting housing. Same on this side here. This is shifting housing. I'm sorry for that. And this is the braking housing. What you should do now is to push the shifting housing first. So the shifting, which is this one here, this cable, it's not that easy to show you. This cable here, this one, which comes from the left side, goes all the way here, and then it should be pushed through the handlebars. Sorry for the zooming, guys, as the first one. The first one, because if you push through the braking cable first, it will be extremely difficult for you to take out the shifting housing. So the shifting housing goes first. That's what I practiced, and it works well. So the shifting goes first. You want to guide it through here. You want to use this hole and maybe 5 millimeters Allen key in order to push just the end of it. It will still be quite stiff because there's quite a bend here. The Vision Metron handlebars are amazing, look great, are stiff, super light and cool and aerodynamic. But inside there are some wrinkles and it's not that easy to push it through. So make sure that your shifting cable, this one, is the first one. And also use some tape, electrical tape, just for the end of the housing, because otherwise it is quite edgy here, and it will not want to go through the carbon inside here. So make sure you've got the tape there. After taping the end, use some grease for maybe that much of the housing. Put the grease on it. You don't want to have a lot of grease inside your handlebars. This is carbon. Carbon soaks up the grease. It should be very little, like little film. But I would recommend using grease rather than oil. If I'm completely wrong, please just write that down in the comment. But after greasing this, the job was much easier. So shifting cable first, push it with something, Allen key is okay, through this hole, and it will go here, and then you are done with the shifting cable. Then use the tape in order to keep the shifting cable like this. Otherwise it will go like that and it will close the exit for the housing. So you want to have it like this. Make sure you don't bend your cables. And then same story with the housing for the brakes. Use the tape. So tape just the tip of it. There was some paper tape on this one, like the front one was marked. On this one, there was some rubber end. It wasn't good to be pushed through the handlebars. So I just used the tape and also that much of a grease on this length. Like, you know, you want to have this part of your cable here inside with the grease. And then just push little by little, and don't pull all the shifting cable through, because you want to have it just maybe sticking out up to here. You know, I'm talking about the taping, but you can help yourself a little bit maybe at the beginning by pushing both housings at the same time, and then you can tape it. It's you know, it's a trade here, but after maybe pushing this one up to here, then I taped the housing. All right, I hope it's clear, guys, because it wasn't that easy stuff. And then once you get up to here with this housing, you will be pushing it here, and then also using this hole, which is also on the other side right there, in order to take the very end and push it through this hole. It should take you about 1 hour. This was the first time I was doing it with this type of handlebars, because usually I would use the handlebars that take the cables from here, which is much easier, at least for me it was. But that's how it is. I finally have done the job. So now I can take the olives and cut the housings and prepare everything. But that's what you should know about internal cable routing on the SystemSix. Once it's done, it will be great. You just need to do it. Tell me what you think about it, some additional tips, and see you at the review very soon. Bye.